And we are back, everyone. Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. You guys, we have on Elijah Amelia from Black Girls Pole on the show. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
She's like, this bitch is high as fuck and on 1,000. I cannot with her. No, I'm just kidding. She's like, I just put my baby down. Like, I can't. No, I'm just so excited for you to like be on the show.
I'm
And
excited that you have me on the show. Thank you for having me. Seriously, like, thank you. And I'm so proud of you for what you've done with this podcast. Like, it's amazing. And I love the Kimbology. Like, I love the whole branding of it with the shirt. I love it. It's cute. I love it.
A dildo in one hand and a joint in the other. That's how that's how I live my life. No, but anyways, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to get to know you and hear all about you and hear all about Black Girls Pole. So guys, as you guys know, I am a pole dancer, but I used to teach and everything. And Black Girls Pole was a huge platform that Black people, Black women in pole would go to, and like it was our community in a sense, right? You brought us together. And so it was one of those things where whenever you did a trick or you record yourself doing practicing a move, you would tag Black Girls Pole, in hopes that that you can also be a part of that community. Elijah will repost you, and then everyone's like, oh, look at that girl over there in New York City getting it. So I want to thank you for starting this platform, because it's been great. It's been such a we need this. We need it.
It is much needed. And I'm glad that it has grown, larger than I ever imagined it would grow. So, and it's only because of the support from so many Black women and so many women of color, and even Black men and Black men of color, and also just having like white allies for it. So it has been such a great thing to watch just kind of grow and be it's its own self now. It's like, Mom, I'm out of the house now. So
yeah. I love it. And you were just like, wow, okay, I was just doing this, and then bam, like yeah. So I want to know more about that story. Okay, so, and it's like, when did you start to pole dance? Like, what's your story? What's your history with pole dance?
So I started pole dancing. I'm sorry. I started pole dancing in 2008. And I moved to New York City after college, straight after college. And really moved here to do like commercial dance. So I was all about like the commercial dance world, going on auditions, had an agent, doing all of those things. And then I kind of was like I felt like something was missing, right? So 2008, I want to say 2008, 2009. I think it was 2008. My friend, she was like, girl, we got to do pole dancing. And I was like, what? And she's like, they have pole dancing classes at Crunch at the gym that we both go to, went to. And I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And sure enough, like we took our first class and I was absolutely hooked. I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. How is not everyone in the world doing this? And of course, she like quit probably like 6 months later, right? And I just kept at it. And then I like did my first pole dancing competition, which that really opened my eyes to what it was and how amazing these women were. And Michelle Stanek actually won first place. It was oh my gosh, what was it called? Polesque. It was called Polesque. So it's a combination of pole dancing and burlesque. There was burlesque dancers and pole dancers going on. And she won. And I was just like, these people are amazing. I have a lot of work to do. So I continue to just keep pulling, and, eventually started like doing competitions. My first like for real competition was APC through PSO. And I won, and I was just like, oh, okay, this like happened. And then I started doing more competitions, and, I was pretty selective of which competitions I wanted to do. But just really kept training and like, honing in on my craft and what kind of pole dancer I was. And then 2013 was when I was like, there's not a lot of Black girls like in this? Like, where are they and why aren't they here? And it was like, are they afraid? Are they like, what is the holdup, you know? So that was 2013. 2014, I met with the owners of Body and Pole because that's where I teach. And I was like, I want to do something for Black women, and I want to do like a big like party, and I don't know what I want to call it. I really have no idea what it is, but I like know what it is. And they're like, sure, do it. And sure enough, that was like in March, I want to say I met with them. And by June, I had like the first Black Girls Pole event. And Crystal Belcher was the one that was like, oh yeah, you should invite like Nicole the Pole and Saja Lee. And I was like, who? Like I literally didn't know who these women were. And I was like, I don't know who these people are, but okay, I'm totally down. And she was like, you know, Nicole, she was in like the Pour It Up video, you know, and I'm just like, oh, I like have access to these people. So I literally reached out to people I didn't know, and I was like, so I'm Elijah. I have Black Girls Pole. It has an Instagram page. I think I always tell this story. I got so excited when it hit 100 followers. When Black Girls Pole got 100 followers, that was the best day of my like life, like hands down. I was like through the roof, like excited. I'm like, there's 100 people that believe in this, right?
Aye.
And so I hit them up and I was like, so I'm having an event and it's in New York City and I want you to come, but I can't pay for you to get here and I can't pay for you to perform. Like, can you still? Because like, what money, you know? And so,
Girl, zero fucks given. I like, yes.
and I was like, can you guys come? And they hands down were like, absolutely. And
Wow,
yeah,
amazing. Look at the
like stayed at my
that.
house, like slept on my couch, slept on an air mattress, just all for the love of Black pole dancers. Yeah. And
Girl, I'm so happy you told that damn story because that's what we need to hear. We really
yes.
need to hear that.
Oh, like that I'll even go even further into this. Like after that, it took me, I want to say, so from the Black Girls Pole event, I was able to actually like buy myself a computer because I didn't have a
Aw.
computer. I like didn't have like anything really to do this, and I was borrowing my boyfriend's computer, and just like looking up things and like learning how to like make a social media account and all of this. And it really was like, I want to say I was probably my first follower, but you know, but yeah, I bought my own computer, and then it still took me, I want to say like 6 to 9 months to actually turn it into a business and turn it into an LLC and like get a bank account and get like an EIN number and do all of those things. And I, you know, people are always like, you started a business, but it's like, yeah, but I had no idea what I was doing. Everything that I learned like along the way. So it has been such a, it's so my baby. And so just, I really, really protect it, very much. Yeah.
Girl, I did not know your history. I did not know your story of everything, you know, like especially the event and then like just inviting people the way you did. That's so amazing that you had that, you know, just that courage in yourself to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna like what's and that, I mean, scratching my neck, I just hit you up like, hi, can you
Yeah.
be on my show?
Yes,
You know, but you know
absolutely.
what, that's what's real because you're paying it forward because you're like, you know what,
Of
fuck
course.
it, you know, like someone did it for me, so I really appreciate you
Yeah,
sharing your story, really
absolutely.
do. That's
Absolutely.
beautiful. So okay, so that's in the sense. Now when you started Black Girls Sport, did you, the main thing was that you just didn't see people like yourself in these spaces and you wanted to form that community, right?
And
Okay.
and when I did it, I actually did it. I didn't see it where it was. Obviously, you know, I didn't see what it had the potential of becoming. But when I did it, I did it as a one-off event. I had the event
Mm.
in New York City, and I was like, okay,
Now what?
thanks everybody. That was like really fun. And that's why it took me so long to LLC it, because I didn't see it as a business. I saw it as like, oh, we had an event and it's called Black Girls Pole. And that's cool. Okay, cool. You know, and then people at the New York City event, people were like, so when's the next one? And I was like, the next what? And they were like, the next event. And I was like, there is no I'm tired. There's no next
You're like,
event.
oh no, that was work. I'm not doing that
Yeah.
again. Oh
And I think
no.
I literally think I made like $1,500.
Girl. But look at you, like just like on like, okay, this is cute. I just want to, have a cute event and then
Yeah.
boom, you know.
And then that's when Vertical Joe. So the second event for Black
Ah,
Girls Bowl was in Atlanta. Um,
okay.
and that's where I met a lot of people. Like she was like, "Do you know who Zipporah is?" And like Amy Henderson, Crystal Belcher was like the main one. Like, girl, you don't know like Amy Henderson and Zipporah and Joe and these people. And I was like, who? And I really think that like I was sheltered in my bubble, in New York City at Body and Pole. And then now it's just like, oh yeah, so and so that lives in Germany. Oh yeah, so and so they're in Australia. So it just really has been such an amazing way to meet women of color and Black women, especially all over the world that love this art form. So yeah.
That's what's up because there was like I lived in Australia for a year and I competed out there. Yeah, and so when I did that, I was like, I saw, girl, them Australians were strong. They like did not play. I was like, oh, all this, conditioning. I'm like, this is for the birds. Like, I don't want to do none of this. Like, I was like, I want to just have fun and do these fun tricks, but
playing games.
Little did I know. I mean, that's in a sense like that's when I competed as well. It's like the repetition, like all that. That's all that looks so easy because all the strength that goes into it, right? It's like so and I that feeling though when like because when I won the competition in St. Louis for like I think it was level 5 artistic, so it wasn't like anything like super big, but that feeling was like, oh my god, I just fucking trained my ass off for like 2 months. Repeatedly went in the studio for like 6 days a week, ran my routine like 6 times back to back, that so it like the back of your hand, and then just have fun with it, and that's what's the beauty about pole in that sense, because it allows that just that freedom to just kind of like let yourself go and just like feel and like it's so beautiful. I mean, dancing, that's it's dancing, it's just what it's what we do. So okay, so I love the history of how you started Black Girls Pole. Now a lot of people out there maybe don't know, but you guys go on retreats, you go to different countries. So can you tell us more about like the transition from the events to going on Black Girls Pole retreats?
Yes. So I really love to travel. And I was always like, more people should want to travel, and more people would travel if they had a group to travel with, if they felt safe with, so the first retreat that we had was in Miami. And looking back now, I like kind of laugh because like you had to submit a video to like be a part of the retreat. And yeah, you had to like submit a video. And then by the second year, I was like, I'm not sitting through it and watching all these goddamn videos. It's just open. Like whoever wants to come can just come, because I'm not doing this. So the first retreat was in Miami, and then we went back to Miami the second year. And then it's funny how like the universe works. For some reason I was like, I really like these countries. A lot of times when I have retreats, it's because the country like just pops into my brain.
Girl,
like, it is.
That's how Bermuda happened. Like, really?
Yes. Popped into my brain. Literally in Miami, Mary, the studio owner of Aerial Therapy, was at the retreat.
Girl.
And I was like, wait a second, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm in Bermuda, I own a studio. And I was like,
there you go, the alignment, the universe.
And now like Mary is like easily, hands down, she's like one of my closest friends. I talk to her almost every single day.
Do you? Y'all are that tight. She's dope. When I went out there and we had a little twerk fest and a little pole jam.
Yes,
it was so much fun. She's such a sweetheart.
She's so sweet. I like literally talk to her like every day.
That's your homie, huh?
If I don't talk to her, I talk to her husband.
Which they're adorable, by the way. They're fucking adorable.
I know.
It's like too much that like how cute of a couple they are.
And then like we FaceTime like for the kids to see each other. Like we're and Bermuda is like in my heart so much. And that's why I keep going back. It's because I absolutely just love it. And Bermuda loves Black Girls Pole. So, you know, I feel like that will always be like a staple place that we go to. So yeah, so we started having retreats and then went to London. We did Chicago, we've done Miami, we've done Costa Rica. Where else?
I love that you're like, oh, I can't remember all these amazing
right. It's
places
like
that
New York. We did New York. And then next year, so next year we're doing
was it Bali?
where I'm doing on my own Bali retreat. So that is pole
Oh,
dancing and it's
okay.
just like come hang out in Bali. Yes, but
Love
we're
it. Yes.
doing New Orleans and
Okay.
Austin and New York and Bermuda, Amsterdam and Cape Town.
Oh, Cape Town. Oh, I might have to join you in Cape Town because I've never
Yes.
been to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
Okay.
it is, and I think what's amazing too is that I kept hearing, you know, a lot of Black pole dancers were like having a hard time like touring and like booking, you know, like selling out workshops at these like white studios and things like
Mm,
that. And I was just like, well, why are we not to, you know, not to whatever, but it's like, why are we like trying so hard to teach at white studios when there's a plethora of Black studios and there's a plethora of Black women that would love to learn from you? And that's why I really, you know, made sure to elevate the Black pole dancers as much as I could, like, you know, like Anakia and Sammy and Crystal and Roz and all of them. So it was like, you guys are my tribe and I will do what I can to really just make people want to, you know, be around you and feel your presence. So
you know
yeah.
what? And the thing is, like, the people that you chose, I feel like, it's like you roll with the people that are like-minded, like yourself, right? In the sense, like, you're not gonna bring somebody like, you know,
Right.
Trumpy up in the mix. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you? Right?
Right.
Okay. But with that being said, I don't really know any of the amazing pole dancers that you mentioned, and that's on that level. But I feel that they're like good souls. Like, I follow all of them, and like
Right.
Sammy, I like me and her have like gone and like had our little conversations here and there, and
Right.
she seems like a dope. And I listened to the podcast where you had her on, and I was like, oh, she sounds so dope. You know what I mean? Like, that's great, because it's like I felt that, like, okay, I'm gonna choose people
Right.
in that same mindset and that have good hearts and that are just there to, share that energy.
You'll
So.
be hearing a lot more from Sammy and I in the future.
Ooh, oh my God, you guys. Okay, so if you guys don't know who Sammy, is it Picone?
Picone.
Picone, okay.
Yes.
She's this beautiful, amazing, I mean, goddess of a pole dancer, big, full head of red hair. I mean, just gorgeous, she's super sultry when she dances. So, and she has a huge following herself. I think like Jada Pink, she like her and Jada Pinkett Smith did something together, or
Yeah.
like I
Like,
once at one
reposted
point.
her and yes.
Yeah, I remember they were like on like having a conversation there, which was like super random and amazing. But yeah, so that's exciting because whatever y'all gonna team up with, I want to be totally a part of it in that sense. I'm all down. So cute, very cute. Okay. Now, okay, so now when it came to the retreats, and did you ever have any sort of like pushback from when like you traveled and went to different like studios, like, in the sense of like going to like, I don't know, like going from New York City to Chicago to California, that, everybody was super engaging and fun and just like, hey.
Yeah, everyone has
Okay, good.
always been amazing. And you know, there's such a and I think that TV does this as well, but there's like such this like stigma that like Black women, if there's too many Black women together, like we don't get along. And never once have I had a retreat where like everybody didn't get along,
Oh,
you
that's so
know.
great.
And it's just so beautiful to be able to see like everyone just coming together for something that they love and just like vibing out with each other. And by the end of the retreat, they're like in the circle crying and everyone, my favorite is the line, everyone's like, I didn't realize how much I needed to be here.
Ah, that's cute. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And so it's just really, really, it's so powerful and so just such a beautiful sight to see, like that all of these women come together and just vibe out with each other. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm so happy to hear that because,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, because I'm like, in a sense, it's like, like when you bring a lot of women together in a sense, like I used to
happen.
okay, like let's just be real, guys. Like I taught in a post studio for almost 8 years, in a sense, and petty drama things come up, and so, and which I don't want to be a part of that stuff. It's just it's so taxing and toxic for yourself. You just bring that energy with you everywhere, and it's like baggage. It's not fun. So in a sense, it's like, I love that, women were going to your retreats and just kind of leaving all that behind and just ready to just be like, embracing each other and just, and the thing is though, like, I haven't yet to go. I went to Bermuda, but I went to, Mary, but I just went on my own just to like, I love to travel too.
Right.
And so, but I was always like, eyeballing like, okay, what retreat am I going to do? Like, I definitely want to do a pole dance, Black Girls Pole Retreat. That's on the bucket list, but most of in the beginning, most of the places you would go, I already went to, in the sense of like, because I love to travel. I'm like, okay, she needs to go somewhere like where I haven't gone to, so I can go. So, but yeah, but no, and that's beautiful, because that's something that I feel like, because okay, as you get into pole dancing, guys, maybe there's a way you're drawn to it, right? Maybe you broke up with your boyfriend, or you gained some weight, or there's a lot of things that happen in that sense. But when you get a bunch of women together, there also could be that cattiness that comes about. Yeah.
Yes.
How did you navigate around that? You taught pole a lot of years too, so
you pick your battles, and you also just you get really good at, the older you get and the more you're around it, you're just like, I literally don't have time. and for me, it was always like, do you want to build your business, or do you want to fight with people on Instagram and fight with people in the studio about petty shit that's not going to matter in 30 days?
Reach.
Yeah. And for me, it's always like, you want to build your business as much as you can. You want to help other women figure out how they can build a business. Because at the end of the day, it's business, it's all business. And yeah, for me, it took a lot of like, I had to get out of my own way. Thankfully, I had very patient people along the ride with me, and I always say like Crystal and Shay and my friend Danielle, when I literally like would have like fits, like if something didn't go my way for Black Girls Pole. And it was just me in my infancy of being an entrepreneur, and me in my infancy of like not knowing what the hell I was doing, and being and feeding into like the petty energy. And then they finally were like, you like need to grow up. You can't conduct business like this if you
read me for filth.
You need to grow up. And it took that for me to be like, I need to grow up, and I need to see this as a business, and I need to conduct myself in a way that like, you built this platform. You can't be on here like fighting with people on social media. That's not who you're supposed to be, and so yeah, it really just took me like growing up and taking myself seriously, and taking the business serious, to just pull away from the pettiness. Because it's like, yo, we can fight about making coins, we can fight about who deserves their royalties, strippers or pole dancers, but at the end of the day, all of us are gonna get fucking old one day, and all of us can't keep doing this. So
oh girl,
so like, what's your retirement fund looking like, sis?
Girl, I feel seen right now, but I also feel like she just read me for filth too. So
it's like, why are we fighting about something that's so stupid, when it's like, baby girl, have you invested? Have you do you have a savings that accrues interest? Like, what are you doing? What's your credit score looking like? It's like, why are we arguing about dumb shit that doesn't matter?
I mean,
is it for clout? Because right now I don't care about clout. I'm trying to build a legacy for my child.
Do you guys hear her? Like, this is a sermon right now. I mean, I'm gonna be like I'm at your pole retreats. I didn't know how much I needed to hear this right now, but no, seriously, guys, you said it. You fucking said it. Like, everything you just said hit me really close to home because, you know, the pandemic guys really turned things around in that sense too. It really kind of opened and you know what, if you're gonna sit here and say that fucking pandemic didn't fucking, give you some sort of revelation, you're full of shit, or you're fucking a robot. Because I don't, if you're a human being, the pandemic affected you in some fucking way, whether it was positive or negative. But it's like you had to grow from that. You know what I mean? And if you didn't grow, I worry for your soul. I really do.
Absolutely. And I was gonna say something. I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Girl, I'm sorry. I'd be doing
No. It's like it was good that you said the pandemic. It was really just like the pandemic for me. Like I had to do a lot of things to like survive, and I had to do a lot of things for my business to survive, because right now Black Girls Pole was primarily bringing in income from, retreats and traveling.
And you can do that.
Happen. Exactly. That did not happen.
Or events, right? Events too.
Yeah, and events, like it was like a total shutdown. And I full transparency, I had to ask my parents, just to like stay afloat, I had to ask my parents if I could cash in my life insurance policy from them.
Wow, girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thankfully I had one,
Wow.
Yeah, just to save my business. And it's little things like that that people like, it's like, why are we arguing? I had to ask my parents for a life insurance policy to try to save this community for us. Yeah. So it's like things like that. And then the pandemic for me really, and I think another thing that when the Black Girls Pole account got hacked, and when my
yes
hacked, that was an eye opener like no other.
What happened?
Literally, someone sent me something that said that I needed to fill something, like I needed to like click on something. As soon as I clicked on it, it had access to like all of my accounts.
Shit.
And what's crazy is the hacker messaged me on WhatsApp. Hey, I'm the hacker who hacked both of your accounts. You can get them back if you pay me $400 each account in Bitcoin. Sir, first of all, who the fuck are you? Second of all, like I felt like someone like was like broke into my home,
Is this like Black Mirror right now? What the fuck?
Right. And I was like a new mom, like I'm trying to like navigate my life. I'm trying to like figure shit out. And I'm just like, oh my God, I've literally like grown my brand off of the back of Instagram.
How?
And for me, that was something that like punched me in the face. And it was like, Instagram is not yours. Mm-hmm. You don't own this space. You don't own the comments. You don't own this space, and you don't even have stock in it.
Okay.
Like you literally don't own it. And that's when I like had a serious conversation. And this was before I even got my accounts back. I had a serious conversation with my assistant, and I was like, we need to solely focus from now on growing our subscriber list, because that is the only way that I'm going to continue to reach my people. It doesn't matter about the likes. Do I have your email? Mm-hmm. That's something that's tangible, and that's something that I can use, because I need to know that I can contact you should Instagram shut down. And it did shut down.
It did. It sure did.
Were people ready?
Girl, I was on Twitter like, what y'all doing?
Right.
I was like,
I think that it woke people up, like to be like, do you have a website? Do you actually have like ownership in something? For you, for me, it's like, I have a podcast. So I have another way of something that I pay for monthly, that I own, that I can speak to my audience. But all these people that are like chasing likes and chasing petty conversations on Instagram, it was like, I hope that y'all tapped into what just happened.
You so smart, girl. Cause that honestly, no, like real tea. Cause like that could be missed if you're not fully aware of, and you're in tune to the zeitgeist, to what's really going on.
If you're trying to grow a business, it's the emails. That's where your money is. It's not the likes.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship. I'm still learning too, girl. Like I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be real as fuck. I'm out here like you, like what the fuck to do? What do I do? I'm over here winging it, okay? Because it's like girl, I have a fashion design degree. Like the fuck, like that's my. I didn't
Right.
learn fucking business or marketing, you know, in a sense. Like that's not why I work in marketing now, but I didn't go to school or college for that. So it's like,
Right.
you know, and you have to learn as you go. But like, you know what? Shout out to you for at least, you know, giving your story out, right? Just telling your story on platforms, just, you know, anything like myself and just sharing that information because guarantee you someone out there's gonna be like, God damn, she right. And let me go ahead and figure that shit out. Let me go ahead and work on my subscriber list. Let me go ahead and, you know, figure out another plan because, you know, meta universe is here or coming or whatever the fuck. Okay. Facebook is now a fucking virtual reality shit happening. So
I'm just like, what is going on? Like, there's so much going on. Can
girl,
you keep up?
girl, Lindsay Lohan is acting again. Paris Hilton just got married. You know, so it's like Britney Spears is free again. So like what a time to be alive. Okay.
And they did, and thank God Julius Jones did not get executed on the electric chair in Oklahoma.
Thank you for updating me on that because I was wondering. I did not. I've been in work mode. So okay. So he didn't.
No,
Oh, thank God. Okay.
The asshole governor, like he waited. It's like you're really gonna use your like white privilege to wait it out and be an asshole. It was literally like he decided like 4 hours before he was supposed to be executed to not do it.
Oh my
God. That's another story for another day.
Oh, for real, y'all. We will have to go into that another day because yeah. So okay. And this is another question that just because you did mention that you are a new mom. So yeah, so in a sense of like, how was it navigating? Like, I mean, I don't okay, so I don't know when did you have your son? You had your son during the pandemic or
yes, last June 2020.
Oh my God. You were
Smack
pregnant during you were pregnant during it and you had your baby during the pandemic. Okay, well, you need to talk. Well, how was that? How was that like? Jesus.
It was terrifying. It was terrifying. Just me and my boyfriend were the only two that were allowed in the delivery room.
Okay. Which is
Mask
sad because usually you share that moment, right?
That moment. Mask on. They literally gave me a COVID test in between contractions in labor.
Yeah. Did you have COVID? Did you get COVID?
No, I've never had COVID.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, but I think it's because I was like, I'm not exposing myself because he's my, you know, I'm his lifeline.
Yeah.
The baby. It's a boy.
What's your son's name?
His name is Willie. He's actually the fourth. So he's the fourth generation Willie. So we call him IV, like Roman numeral 4.
I fucking love that. IV.
It started off kind of like as a joke, but then it stuck. So I actually call him IV. His dad calls him 4.
Okay, Beyonce and Jay-Z over here. Got Blue Ivy, we got 4, we got Ivy. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's
so
really
so yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing little kid. But it was scary. It was scary to navigate because you just didn't know. And you know, you when you're pregnant, you want to show your belly to the world. You want to walk around and you want someone to like give up their seat for you. And it was like I was not going anywhere.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah. And so that was like scary. And then I think what was interesting, and I'm still on this journey, obviously, is just that postpartum journey of like rediscovering what your body is like after having a baby, because it's very different. And especially doing pole, there's still some things that I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, that's a great, that was one of my questions was like, how did you go transitioning back to pole dancing?
Yeah, I started teaching again actually when he was about 5 months old.
Okay.
So I went back to teaching when he was like 4 or 5 months, and that's what I really needed. I still only teach 1 day a week. And it's enough for me to like move my body and to like get my skin back conditioned and all of that. Am I ever gonna be like trying to bust out these big ass tricks again? Probably not. I doubt it. But also like, it's like, do you want to work on the tricks or do you want to work on your business?
And your
you know,
son, and spend
and
time with your son.
and motherhood.
Right.
Right
Yeah.
now, my focus is being a businesswoman and motherhood. So, you know, the pole dancing is not a priority for me anymore, which I knew would happen, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
Well, yeah, because especially since you're saying pole dancing's not your priority anymore, but that is literally your business is pole.
Yeah,
So there's a balance, right, in a sense of to life and navigating your son now, and then your relationship and your business, and yeah, because the thing is, like, guys, so you don't really understand, the pressures that pole dancers feel is that, you know, we feel so much pressure to stay in trend with the newest tricks. There's a plateau you kind of reach in pole if you teach pole. You teach it, I taught for many years, and then there's a point where, okay, you either need to get really flexible to achieve
right.
these get tricks,
Really strong.
or really motherfucking strong.
Yeah.
Like the Australians were doing them all them conditioning, which your girl did not want to do. Okay.
Right.
So, I was just like, this is not fun, and then stretching, I wish I loved stretching, but girl, I don't. I mean, I can sit there in line and be like, yeah, watch TV and just stretch my leg. No, it's boring. I want to just be flexible now. Right. So she's saying it's like, in order to stay trending, in order to stay hot, new, and like people want to see, like, wow, did you just see what Kimbo did? She just took her foot and put it on her face and in the air and spun. And it's like, but you reach a point where you're like, well, yeah, that's really awesome, but that takes a lot of fucking time. And who's got the time for that?
Right. And we're just like, everyone's getting older. Like, let the next generation do it. And like, it's fine to toss the hat over to the next generation.
Now, when you say that, was that was that a little bit of a like, damn, because it's like, you're right. Because it's like, we're in a sense, getting older, and then it's like, but then you're like, well, fuck, I'm getting older, and, I'm letting these, like, it's okay for you to just let the next generation. She's like, nah, I'm good.
Yes, it's totally okay for the next generation. I am 1000% okay with it. And I think, I think it has to be like that in order for the next generation to like flourish, because the generation that was above me was Marlo, and I learned from Marlo and Michelle Stanek and Stephen Retchless, and I learned from all of these people, like at Body and Pole, and they were very generous with teaching us everything that they could. They were very, very generous with that, and I would be selfish if I didn't want to pass on what I know and be like, go figure it out. Go, this is how you demand a class or command a class. This is how you functionally get through a warm up and make sure that everyone's warm. This is what you say when a person X, Y, and Z. Like, I want to be there to help that next generation of instructors, because I love teaching. And I love just giving my gift to people.
I love that. In the beginning, it's like when you first start teaching pole, you're like, oh, I want to do all the fun and like cool stuff, like the hard shit. I want to teach that. But you know what? I grew people, because some people didn't like teaching beginners, right? But that's where the longevity is at. You need to always teach the beginners. And you know what? I grew to love teaching beginners. That was like my favorite class to teach was beginners.
I love beginners.
I love beginners. Yeah.
They're so fun. And
so fun.
And like you have to work as hard, but you don't have to stay up on like the latest tricks teaching beginners, because and that's what I like too. I like making sure that people have like the foundation and the fundamentals, because there's nothing more that I hate when I see someone trying to do tricks and they haven't captured level 1 first.
There you go. And hurt yourself.
And hurt themselves. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep. And then you over there spotting them, holding the damn person. Right. Like, this lady is completely on my arm right now, but you know what?
This finger doesn't fully bend all the way, because I was spotting someone that said they were ready for something and they were not, and they like literally like
fell on your finger.
Yes.
Oh girl. I've gotten kicked in the head before.
Oh, I've gotten kicked. There's certain things that I just don't spot anymore, because I'm like, you are not about to get me.
Okay.
You're not about to get me.
I was like, ooh, and I was like, oh. I mean, I had a head wound. I was like, all right. That was not fun. So yeah, no, that's real. But there is a joy that you have in a sense of like seeing a person like get their first like headstand or their first fireman. It's really, something that you can't like you know, it's something that you have to experience, right, if you're in that position. So it's a
Yes.
really good feeling. So okay, well, you know what, girl, I've just been so inspired by everything you said. This is amazing. I thank you so much for you sharing my story, your story with us.
For sure.
Now you've already mentioned a big heap of your friends or people that, like, you know, I wanted to give this time for you, if there were any other like dope ass, you know, BIPOC pole dancers in the community that you wanted to give a shout out, or like that inspire you or you admire, like who are you, like, you know, watching on Instagram or whatever?
Oh man, I'm gonna be so honest. Oh God, this sounds so mean. I like don't watch pole dancing videos.
Oh, you don't? Okay. She's like, you know what? I don't got time.
I just double tap, yes, girl, comment and like move on. Just because I think after 14 years, I'm like, I've literally seen it all.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, but I will say this, I do have to watch videos to you know keep up with who is the next black pole dancer that's up and coming.
Uh-huh.
God, there's just so many. It's
Which is great. Which
which
is
is
fantastic.
amazing. There's like literally so many that you're just like blown away with this talent. I really really love watching am I saying this right? Kiana.
Kiana.
She lived in Australia. I believe now she's like in Europe. I'm not 100% sure where she is.
Oh, she was teaching at train station, wasn't she? I think I know who you're talking about. Train station is in Australia. Kiana. She's got like red straight hair or like dark
Oh,
brownish.
God.
I don't
Let
know.
me hold on. Now I'm
Now,
like,
because girl, I was like, hmm.
right. Let me see.
Kiana. I'm like, do I follow her already?
It's
Kiana.
like KH
KH.
Kiana Walker. She's like out there killing the game. She's in the UK right
Oh,
now.
okay.
I've been really enjoying her. And
Shout out
like
to her.
the New York crew is just like really killing it. That next generation of the New York crew, like Kenny Deere and It's Row, and even like,
Mm.
you know, Regina has been around and killing it. And then there's like the Tink Short and Sweet and Candace and Dark Knight and Zen. They're just like all I absolutely like love it. And it's funny because Zen she is doing like her own retreats and things. Oh,
How
also
cute.
Jazzy Poles is like
Oh yeah, I follow her.
they're just like great. And I feel like they're that next generation that's coming up. And I'm like, good, I'm sitting down. But
Love it. I love it.
Zen, you know, she started doing her own retreats. And I remember us like having this conversation, like, she was like, yeah, I'm doing this. I don't know, like, you know, I'm like, girl, I'm an open book. Like, I'm literally an open book because there's enough to go around.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough to go around. If you're paying black pole dancers to teach, that's the goal here. You're paying black pole dancers to teach, and you're getting black pole dancers to pole dance, and you're getting women to pole dance.
Yeah.
That's the goal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of you for doing it. And literally, I am like an open book. I will tell you all of the things that I did that really really fucked me up. I will tell you the things that I did that were really really successful. You know, because I want you to succeed. And I think that's the nature of this. It's like, before you get mad that someone else is doing it, step back and just be like, they're doing it. If you've been doing it, they're doing it because they're probably inspired by what you're doing, which is great. But it's also like, why not help? There's enough people in this world.
Right.
You know, there's
Really.
literally enough people in this world.
Why
So
not support each other? Like what?
support each other.
Like literally. Like why are we here trying to push anybody down or keep
Yeah.
anybody, you know, away? Like it just makes
Yeah.
no sense. It
Yeah.
really
So it's
doesn't.
really like that support. And also I'm just like so proud of like Shelly and you know, her Fits of Flaunt and all of that. I'm like, girl, you're like, you're fucking killing it. Like, this is amazing. And Tess, really, really tiny Tess. I think she was
I
on tour with Usher. She did the
okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes. Okay.
Like
Cutie
she
pie. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yes.
she was like killing it. And then just there's just so many that are out there, and I'm just like, y'all are, you know, keep doing it because Elijah's gonna be sitting down soon. Like tomorrow,
Like,
down. Like I'm, you know.
girl, these pole kisses be hitting different, you know, like, woo.
I still can't like comfortably, like since having my son, I still am like, do I really want to do this inside leg hang? No.
Okay, that inside leg hang, you guys, that burn is.
I don't want to do it.
Whoo, I lost that skin, girl. I was like, and now I'm in it, and I'll be like, who do I?
Yeah,
Or that Superman. Whoo.
Yeah.
Do you need to do the Superman? Do you?
Do I?
I hear you.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the next level. And I'm also just excited that people are like stepping out and being brave enough and bold enough to open their own spaces. It takes a lot of gut. It takes a lot of courage to do that. And it's beautiful to see, you know, Black women that are like, I love this so much that I turned it into my passion and I want to open my own space. So I'm here for it. If we're not all winning, like if we're not all like making coins, then we're not all winning. So
right. You know,
yeah.
You meant to that, girl. Thank you so much. Just dropping gems left and right. I mean, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being a badass, Black excellence, guys. We got Delijah Amelia. Thank you so much. Your words have been really inspiring, and and you know what my goal is with this, just to kind of like, you know, have this platform to like have people be aware of, you know, in the sense of like this is a very niche type of, you know, conversation or like a, you know, community. And I think people, you know what, honestly, it's like I can see this being like, you know, I want to see more. And this is something that I talked to with Nikki St. John from Pole Dance Nation. Like, she wants to like have films or like series or like some sort of documentaries to show this, because you guys, it's some good tea. Okay. I'll just end it at that. It's some good tea. It's good. It's because it's so interesting too, because there's so many like nuances in this too.
Yeah.
It's really, really amazing.
I mean, just like some of the things too, it's like this works across the board, whether you have a pole dancing business or whether you have a business selling socks. Like, what's your subscriber list look like? You know
what? That is a real message right there. You're not wrong. It's 100% like the subscriber list. And the thing is, so now, and that's the thing, you briefly did this like a training or like a workshop where you kind of helped with that. And I fucking missed it. And I was trying to fucking get on it, but I'm like, all right, it's okay. But yeah, where you kind of, not only that though, she does have, you know, she's trying to give back. Delijah's trying to, you know, share her knowledge and share her experiences. And, you know, and then that's why you have the pod. So she has Black Girl Fit Files podcast, which took a little hiatus, but it's coming back, right?
Mom hiatus. I had to be like, okay, you can't do it all. Like I am that person that tries to do everything, and I was like, you can't, like, it's okay. But yeah, it's coming back January, and I'm excited because I'm excited to like get it back and going. And when I heard you, when you asked me to do this, I was like, everybody, yes, like podcasts.
Thank you.
It's a thing. And, you know, and we should be making 6 figures from our podcast.
Okay. I'm manifesting that, y'all. Y'all hear that? I'm gonna make 6 figures. Goddamn it. I'm gonna make me some 6 figures on some podcast. Well, thank you, girl. Thank you so much, Delijah. So before we want to take a quick break, but before I let you go, I would love to do the meditate, masturbate, medicate segment with you. So we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back. We'll be right back after these sickening messages. All right. And we are back. All right, guys, it's time for meditate, masturbate, or medicate. Which one do you choose? Why?
I don't know. I get to choose.
You get to choose. And it's just like, you know, anything you want to talk about in those different categories. But like, you know, it's, you know, meditate can be like, yoga, or like masturbate could be like, you know, yoni eggs, or, you know, it depends on like whatever you want to talk about.
Oh God. I mean, I feel like I can hit all 3, but you know.
Go ahead, girl. Lay it on us if you want. You're the one that got the baby, girl. So I'm like, you let me know. Okay.
Oh man. I will say this. I don't know if this is everybody, but I was like the horniest that I've ever been in my entire life when I was like super pregnant.
Ooh,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah.
Really horny when you're pregnant. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what like trimester or like how
Second
many
and
months?
third. Second
Second
and
and
third.
third. Okay,
Yeah.
y'all. Ooh, she was getting it. She's like,
Yeah.
yes. Well, you can't make another baby because you have the baby in you, but like, so
Right.
yeah, so your hormones are just like raging, right? Is that how
Yes.
it works?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will say this, when I was pregnant, this is so, oh my God, this is so, so deep. This is the only time I ever squirted having sex.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Yes. Okay.
I don't know
So
I don't know
masturbate is the segment, guys.
I don't know if it's because the baby was like pushing down on my life, but it was like literally, yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. It was an interesting feeling.
Interesting. Girl, it was probably life upon life. Life upon life.
I was glowing, but
Now, so okay, guys, so it is going to be masturbate because we talking about this, okay? We talking about this, goddamn it. Now, what were you in a position? Were you in a certain position? Like, where were you on your back? Were you,
on top.
doggy? Like, you were on top.
Yes.
Now, how did that feel? Like when you were pregnant? Like, I'm just over here, like, how do I fucking do this, girl? Tell me, walk me through this.
I mean, well, I never got like ginormous. I was literally like just belly.
Okay.
So I think I don't know if that helped, but and then reverse cowgirl too, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Like that was
Uh-huh.
a better way so that my stomach wasn't like like, um but yeah, it definitely worked. You have to get creative because then like you're uncomfortable. You got to do it on your side because the baby, and then and then
Ooh.
dad's like, oh, am I gonna hurt the baby? And it's like, no, like, you know,
It's like
but
a penis, like just like
right, it's
fucking
not happening. The baby's not gonna come out with like a dent in his forehead. Like,
stop. Oh my
no,
god.
right.
Hilarious.
He does have a big ass head though.
No, no. Willie, do you hear your mama out here
Yeah,
talking about you?
but he is a big dome.
I
His head though. But yeah, I think like I know a lot of women like are totally the opposite, and they're like, don't touch me, don't look at me. I
yeah.
like, let's do it.
Yes. That gives me hope. Because girl,
Yeah.
nothing about pregnancy seems fun to me. Okay. Okay. It just I've never had a child. I'm 32. And I just don't know if it's for your girl. I really honestly just don't know.
You still also have time.
Yeah.
You do. I'm 37.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, how old are you? I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Do
time.
I? Okay. But like, they always say you have complications and
I was totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. I mean, I had fibroids, but
Mm.
but where they were positioned was okay.
Okay.
For the baby. Yeah. But no, yeah, I was like a hornball, like chasing him around the house. Like, do me now.
Give me that dick. I
Yeah,
want it.
yeah, like, so, to each his own. My best friend who was pregnant
Yes.
at the same time was the complete opposite. And she was
Mm.
don't even look, don't walk past me.
Breathe next to me.
Like
Ooh,
don't
it hurt.
breathe. Yeah. Like, don't breathe next to me. Like she was that. And I was just like, don't you just want to like ravage him? She's like, I want him to move to a different house.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Well, it sounds like your pregnancy was good then. You had a good experience.
It did. I
Yeah.
had a great experience. Knock on wood, because if I were to have a second one, I hope that it would be that easy.
Right. That was my next question, which I hate asking moms because it's like, you
Right.
just had one baby. Like, why are you
Right.
asking me about a second one?
If I'm okay with him, but I'm also like okay having another.
Okay. Do you want a
Yeah.
girl or no?
No.
Ooh. Give me all boys.
Give me
No, I'm
all.
good. What is your sign, by the way? I'm so curious.
I'm a Libra.
A Libra. Okay. No, Libras are cool. Libras. You know what though? But what would you say? Would you say you're like, what's your birth chart? Like, do you know like your birth chart in a sense of like what's your your moon and your
I think I'm actually Libra, and my moon is Scorpio, I believe.
oh, that's where that's why you horny girl.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Scorpio, and oh man, I actually think my son is
Well, your
Libra.
sun is your birth month, right? Yeah, sun is your birth month. So you're Libra.
My moon is Libra. But then wasn't there a third one?
Yeah, your Venus. I wonder what your Venus is, because actually Venus is the one that supposed to is like love and sexuality. Your Venus, what's up?
I said I'm gonna have to look into all this.
Yeah, there's like apps, there's like CoStar, Pattern, all that shit. And they'll tell you, like, you just need to know like what time you were born.
Right.
Like,
yes. Yeah, I'm definitely a Scorpio moon.
Scorpio moon. I wonder if your Venus is a Scorpio, because girl, if you say you all horny and shit, I'm like, yep, you Scorpios.
Always. I'm always so.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm so jealous.
I'm ready anytime.
Now, can I ask you, is our orgasms really easy for you to attain?
No.
Really? Okay. At least you were gonna say, I would be like, you're like, oh yeah, just stick whatever in me and I come. I'm like, what? No. Fuck you.
No. I have a friend that's like can like have an orgasm from not even like being touched.
Oh, like Reiki?
Just and I'm just like,
wow. Literally masturbation, and this girl's pregnant. She wants dick. Give it to her now. Thank you for sharing your story with that, because like honestly, I always feel weird about asking people, like, in the sense of like, are they gonna be open enough to talk about masturbation? But like, you were just like, girl, I was horny. I love, I love it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
You have been a revelation. I appreciate you so much. You guys, I really hope you enjoyed this and took notes, because your girl did. Okay. But yeah, at this time, please let us know where we can like follow you, find you, go on your retreats, like give us all that information, please.
Well, Black Girls Pole is literally blackgirlspole.com, Black Girls Pole on Instagram, Black Girls Pole on Facebook. I think there's a Twitter account, but I don't think I've ever tweeted anything. It's just Black Girls Pole everywhere. And that's where you can find out about the retreats, any upcoming events that are going on, things like that. And then my personal is Dalijah Amelia. It's DALIJAHAMELIA. And that is literally DalijahAmelia.com, Dalijah Amelia on Instagram, Dalijah Amelia on TikTok, Dalijah Amelia. I kept it simple.
I like that though, because then it's like it's super transfer. You can just find you everywhere.
Transfer me everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. And then Black Girl Fit Files is coming back.
Yay! We want to hear more of you. Yes, bring the podcast back. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, my favorite episodes were when you brought the pole dancers on and had conversations, and like got to we got to know them too, and yeah, so that was really special. I really appreciate that platform, because like we don't have many platforms in this space, so but yeah, thank you so much, Elijah. I'm not gonna keep this girl too long. Her baby's like, Mom, I'm hungry.
Oh, he's so asleep. I'm literally about to go to sleep because he's asleep. Like,
okay, girl. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you so much. But at the same, I have a quote to just wrap it up, because this is like, I have to say it. So this is the quote of the day, guys. Be a strong woman, so your daughter will have a role model and your son will know what to look for in a woman when he's a man. And that's by Anonymous. So there you go. And with that being said, guys, that's it for Kimbowology. I thank you again, Dalijah, for joining us. Follow her, go on retreats. I know I will. And we'll see you guys next week. Say bye.
Bye, guys.
Kimbo out.
Brought to you by the Rick Dog Network. Well, shoot the damn dog.